So next up, we have a presentation from Aurora Labs with the ticker code A3D. To tell us more about their high-powered 3D printing technology for industrial applications, I will hand you over to the CEO, Peter Snowsill. Hello, Peter, how are you?
Hi, how are you today?
Well, thank you. Let me bring up your presentation.
Thank you.
There you go.
All right, well, thank you for the opportunity to share a little bit of an update on where A3D's technology journey is at today. So we're based in WA and we're the developer of industrial AM technology, and have our history of R&D and technology development has really been focused on how to improve the productivity of metal printing, and that has been focused through laser powder bed fusion as the technology vehicle. The work that we've done so far has resulted in a development of mature IP and know-how for high productivity, high power printing and its commercialisation into a printer. The other aspect of what we've done with our development is to create industrial scale working prototypes here in our facility, which not only demonstrate the capability of the technology, but also are available for delivering industrial print services to customers. We're currently in a commercialisation phase, and so we're actively seeking commercialisation partnerships for the printer technology, whilst really focusing in the short term on delivering print services. So the core of what we're about is our technology, and our technology is based on market-leading laser power, which leads to higher productivity than lower laser-powered systems in the market, and ultimately delivers lower cost of production for printed parts. And our technology, which is ready for commercialisation, has been benchmarked by a leading global additive manufacturing consultant, the Barnes Global Advisory, to assess and benchmark our technology against other peer technologies. And what they've seen is that we have some best-in-class control mechanisms within our core technology package for controlling high laser power, which ultimately projects an opportunity for highly productive, affordable solution in the multi-laser market, which is where we're targeting our technology for. So as we are demonstrating the capability of our printer and looking at performance, capacity for potential partners and both print services clients across multiple industrial sectors, we've chosen to do a program which really seeks to comply with a range of new aerospace standards, assessing the print facility that we have here, the machine, our prototype, and the printed part quality and its compliance with these standards. And all of this is done at, as I said, a market-leading laser power of 1500 watts, and this is a world first. The idea behind this is to provide confidence to end users about the robustness of the technology and the suitability of the printed parts that are produced for application in their services and their intended duties. There's a lot of operational data and material property data that we are deriving through this program, which will be invaluable from a technology development as well as from a customer engagement point of view. We are in the final stages of doing the qualification prints of this program, and once that is complete, then there's a set of test samples that will be sent off to the US for comprehensive testing and analysis under the guidance of the Barnes Group. Once this work is complete, then that does free up our prototype for more customer-focused printing. So where do we sit in the market, or where do we see the market going, I guess? The AM industry has had to overcome and has overcome overinflated expectations and failure to deliver on those expectations, and is now on a much stronger footing with a clear growth trajectory. And that has resulted in projections which are being realised of the market size growing, doubling approximately every 3 years. This growth is really driven by the maturing of the technology that underpins it, and therefore the broadening of applications that are possible to reach into with AM. we're obviously very interested in the growth in energy and resources and industrial sectors, which are readily accessed by our technology and also by our geographical location and our existing partnerships and networks. So in addition to the maturing of the technology, the thing that's really pushing the growth further in AEM and its adoption is a range of these mega trends or macro changes that we're all very familiar with and have been getting a lot of airtime over the past few years. And what this is demanding of our customers and their businesses to grow their resilience, to really address the risks that are heightened for their business as a result of these mega trends, but also to really access the opportunities that arise from these trends. The maturity of the AEM ecosystem is growing to a point that it is actually enabling companies to adopt AEM as one of the ways to really respond to these mega trends. And again, early adoption in aerospace and those type of sectors has now started to be followed by the markets which are of real interest to us in terms of energy and resources sector as being very active in their adoption of AEM. I guess I'll just say that this sort of change does have to overcome inertia, and thankfully these big mega trends are actually helping overcome that inertia and driving us forward. So, what's really important message here, I guess, is that we are really experiencing increased print service demand from energy and resources companies, and that demand is coming to us either directly or through our Additive Now relationship, which is with Worley Engineering. I'd just like to highlight a couple of things that give you evidence of that. We have a multi-year service level agreement through Additive Now with Alcoa, and have recently been able, through that relationship, to deliver stainless steel parts that have gone into service in valve service, and carbon fibre peak parts that have gone into a pump service. And these are service trials which ultimately we expect will lead to additional continued printing there. We're also pleased to say that we are well progressed in tender negotiations on another Additive Now customer engagement with a tier 1 energy company, and that again is for a multi-year service level agreement. These sort of agreements are enabling these big tier 1 players to really start to adopt AEM within their business, and to do it in a risk managed way where they look at specific parts, seek us to engage in design and refinement of those parts, and then to test and prototype them through printing, and then ultimately for them to look at their application in a service environment, and to overcome existing either supply chain issues from a spares replacement perspective or operational issues within their plant. We also are directly engaged with a tier 1 service provider, an integrated service provider, who's really looking at the adoption of 3D printing as a way to secure their supply chain, and talking about some exciting new business models with them. So these are some of the current engagements which are really driving or demonstrating increased demand for our print services. In addition to that, we're doing a range of small print engagements through small local contracting companies, and have recently delivered some print jobs to a defence service provider, and also to a construction industry manufacturer. So there's a range of print work coming through our doors. So I guess in terms of how we're seeing our near-term opportunities, we're really seeking to offer a one-stop shop for print-related services, and that includes really identifying the parts that are suitable for printing through inventory assessment, being able to offer design for additive manufacturing called DFAM, which really refines the design of the part to make it suitable for printing, and to potentially improve the functionality and the cost basis of the part, undertaking the printing itself, and then doing other post-processing activities which would be more similar to traditional subtractive manufacturing methods. So that's that's a service offering that is in demand from our customers as we speak. This fits within what we're seeing globally as a growing trend towards industrial print applications, and the companies that are actually forming to deliver the full value associated with developing a part that can't be made by any other method, and also combining it with the 3D printing capability to therefore deliver a high value part to a specific industry. And so we're really encouraged by that trend, and I think our unique high productivity printing capability, our location here in the markets that we're in, and the industrial network that we have are all promising in terms of creating near-term revenue opportunity for A3D. The other thing is, as we see this demand growing, is that we have increased availability and accessibility to our prototype printers to be able to deliver print work, and we're also actively looking at the next step in developing additional capacity as demand continues to grow. We have spoken in the market over the past year about the activities that we're involved in terms of finding a commercialisation partner, and these discussions are ongoing across machine development opportunities, licensing opportunities, and I guess more recently also some application and service development prospects. The technology commercialisation partnership options that I guess make the most sense to us and seem to be interesting to potential partners are either the joint development and manufacture of a machine with a partner, and that could be, for example, an OEM that is already building industrial machines and want to add a 3D printer or AM technology into their suite of products, or licensing of the high power, high productivity components of our technology to an existing printer platform, for example, for an OEM who's already building laser powder bed fusion printers. So those are some of the conversations that are ongoing, and I think we continue to really look for alignment of objectives between what we see as the implementation of our and application of our technology and what our potential partners are looking for. We're obviously looking for win-win commercial outcomes in that in those conversations, and we're seeking companies that have complementary capabilities to really address our own gaps and to get the best value out of that. So in conclusion, the long-term growth prospects that are in front of A3D are really through the commercialisation partnerships and ongoing R&D activities, whilst print services is an immediate focus which offers us an ability to capitalise on growing demand, and that is converging with our ability to supply that and meet that demand and create near-term revenue. And that's delivered through our technology, our own homegrown technology, and with our very capable team. So thank you for your time today. I'm available to address a few immediate questions.
Thank you for the presentation, Peter. We have had quite a few questions come through. So if the company's main strategy is to build 3D printers, how much capital do you think this will require, and will these be built by a contract manufacturer?
Yeah, thanks for the question. So I think the point to make is that, as I've just outlined, we're really looking for a commercialisation partner to help us on that journey of creating a commercial product. And so we would be looking for either joint development of a printer with a partner or licensing of aspects or components of the technology to our partner's existing printer platform. So then what that tells us is that the capital requirements and the timeline for these options would be very dependent on the maturity from an AM perspective of the partner, the specific commercialisation goals that we agree as part of that partnership agreement, and the structure to how that's set up. We do anticipate that it would be done in a staged manner, which would really align technology development and machine design and development milestones with funding, with commensurate funding milestones, I would say. I just make the comment about contract printing or contract manufacturing. I mean, we would see that as a less likely option at this stage.
Thanks, Peter. There's a question just here on the quarterly. So the quarterly mentioned that the final analysis will come in Q4 of this calendar year. Is the current testing being completed different to the final analysis?
Yeah, okay. Again, thank you for that question. So, throughout the campaign that we've been running, we have been collecting quite a large volume of data, which includes operational logs from every print that we've done, the calibration records for the system, and then a whole range of print samples and material property tests. And so that has helped demonstrate the consistent performance and operation of the printer through the course of the print campaign, and secondly has helped us refine our print setup and parameters for the compliance tests or prints that we're now running. So the compliance prints are actually the prints where we have a prescribed number of test samples that need to be produced in that compliance print, and then those will be sent off to the US once we've completed the compliance prints for a comprehensive body of test work. That work's being overseen by our friends at Barnes, and it will be, the results from that will be available by the end of the year, which is really the final analysis that was referenced in the quarterly.
Thanks, Peter. And just finally, are there plans to expand the company's printer offering?
Yeah, so I think in terms of the range of printer models, again, we are very open to the conversations with potential partners about what suits their current product range or what they see as the preferred options. It's safe to say that the core high productivity modules within the printers are scalable, and so either for smaller or larger printers than our current prototype size printers. So the short answer is yes, there are opportunities for expansion of the printers on offer in the future.
Wonderful. Well, that's all we've got time for today, Peter. Thank you for joining us on Broker Briefing, and a copy of today's recording will be available online in the coming days. But thank you again.
Thank you.